Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Marc-e-b's Gaming C. Now in today's episode I'm going to be talking about this newly rumoured PS4 Neo slash 4K, whatever the fuck it's meant to be called or even is. Now I am aware that this is something that has been in the rumour mill for quite a few weeks now, and this isn't necessarily me coming out with any new news about it as such. I just really wanted to give my opinion on the situation, what I think's going on here. I didn't ideally plan on doing a video about this a few weeks back when it really kind of started being rumoured. I thought this was just, it was all being blown a bit out of proportion. I thought it was just going to be, you know, how they've slimmed down the PS3, how they slimmed down the PS2, how they slimmed down the PS1. I just thought this was Sony's next iteration of doing something along those lines. There has been a few extra details coming out rumouring that there is potentially going to be upgraded specs now. So I just thought it'd be quite good to kind of get my thoughts out there, and it's a really interesting one because there's been so much stuff in the internet. Like, some people are praising it as a good idea, some people are going absolutely mental saying that they're giving a middle finger to the best part of 40 million users who have bought PlayStation 4. In my case, maybe not so much, because I bought PlayStation 4 at launch, so even if they do release a brand new upgraded version, I don't know if I would be massively justified in saying that I've been conned, because at the end of the day, I've had hundreds, if not thousands of hours of fun with that console. So whether you kind of weigh up if you've got value for money or not, I mean, that will be down to each individual consumer. I know a few people who have just bought PS4. That could be a bit more of a tricky situation, you know, if they're not being open and honest about this kind of stuff. Someone goes and drops £350 on a spanking new console only to be told that actually there's going to be a better version coming within a year. That could be perceived as a bit deceitful. Again, it'd be down to each individual consumer and how they feel about the value of what they've spent effectively. I don't think this is going to be a console to split the market. It's if you weren't aware, the new specs that have come out is giving it a lot more graphical power, a lot more processing power. So effectively, people are saying that this is going to be able to not only stream in 4K, you know, maybe your Netflix, it will allow to 4K playback of Blu-rays and things like that, but it's also going to be able to run all your games at a constant 1080p 60 frames a second, which seems to be the thing that everyone is talking about this generation. It's all about those frames per second. So there's always gonna be kind of people talking about what's better, you know. Is it the quality of the game, or is it the frames per second in which you're experiencing that? Now I don't know if people have kind of connected the dots in certain ways about this, but the new console rumoured to be in production is now potentially given the codename Neo. From The Matrix, a very great character. If anyone remembers what the PlayStation VR headset used to be called, Morpheus. Now, whether there's something in that, or whether somebody in the office just thought that they were two cool ass names, they absolutely love The Matrix. Maybe we'll get a brand new controller and it'll be codenamed Trinity or something like that. I have no idea. I don't know if there's anything in it, but there might just be something. There might just be that might just be a hint as to why these two have been given those specific codenames. And this is the reason that I think they are looking to maybe upgrade their hardware. And we all know that the PlayStation VR is coming out in October, and it's going to come with a separate box with an extra drive so that it can give the PS4 that extra oomph to split the frame into two, so that when you're using it on your VR headset, it can run it at a smooth. I think it has to run it 90 frames a second or something like that. So it has to run it 90 frames a second with no kind of lag or anything like that. Otherwise, it is Chunder City motion sickness. Holy crap! Yeah, that'll be very interesting. What I feel this upgrade is going to be, I think it's going to be the console that has that extra box hardware stuff jammed into it. I don't think Sony are looking at splitting their user base here at all by saying we've upgraded the PS4 for a better quality gaming experience. I think the whole reason they're looking to maybe do this PS4 upgrade is because they've initially realised, oh crap, it's not that powerful to run VR. We would like to have a solid unit which can be VR ready to run. If you already have an old PS4, not a problem. Buy this VR headset, you get your additional little box on the side. The only difference is you're losing a tiny bit of shelf space. I think that is going to be it. I do not think they're going to split this their fan base in two. I don't think that there were rumours that, you know, every developer that's going to be making a game for this Neo console, they're going to have to do a Neo version and a PS4 version. Ergo, basically, will they be developing two types of games, and then one will be downgraded for PS4, whereas the other one will run completely smooth, guaranteed 60 frames a second, etc., etc. I don't think that's the case. I think people may slightly be running away with the rumours on that one. I've got a feeling any game that you will buy for your PlayStation 4 or whatever the next upgraded PlayStation 4 may be, I think you will be able to have an identical experience should you also happen to buy that additional box for your old base PlayStation 4. Having said all that, this is all speculation. It's absolutely ridiculous how much people are just taking this news and running with it. Sony haven't come out and denied or said that any of this stuff is true or false. The main reason I think for that being is that why would they, or why do they need to? There's a lot of people out there going, well, Sony haven't come out yet and told us that it's crap, which means it must be true. Like, that's a really stupid way of like dealing with logic. I think they don't need to come out and say anything, and I think the reason they're doing it is because they're getting so much marketing at the moment. Like, the internet is just talking like mad, and at the end of the day, if it turns out to be something that people weren't really expecting, or it wasn't you know, what everyone was talking about, Sony, they've got no one, they don't have to, like, the fans, don't have anyone to blame. They can't blame Sony because Sony hasn't told them anything. They haven't guaranteed us what they're planning on doing. And I think another point as well is market research. I think Sony are very smart. They're very aware of how fans reacted to the Xbox E3 release, even though it's a few years behind us now. I don't think their kind of way of working has changed. I think they realised that paid off for them, listening to how fans react to certain pieces of news. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe these rumours were drip-fed out into the market, you know, by particular people, and then all they're doing now is just pulling all of this research, all of the forums, Reddit, all of the big games journalist websites, just reading their articles, reading the comments in the articles, and, you know, they've got right there on paper a clear gauge of how people feel about the situation and how they would feel should a particular company go in that direction. So are Sony doing a smart thing? Probably. They're just riding this wave at the moment. I can almost guarantee we will hear about it at E3. Until then, it's always and only going to be speculation. What do you think, guys? Do you think this is Sony getting a bit too big for their boots? Do you think that they're maybe playing a risky game here and that they might end up pissing off 40 million install PS4 users by releasing a brand spanking new, higher graphic, higher powered, faster running console? Or do you think this is them just helping people transition into VR? You know, if you buy PSVR, your base PlayStation 4 is going to have more oomph with that little box. Let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed my live outing to EGX Reds. That was brilliant. Absolutely love that. I might talk about that a bit more in another video. Until then, catch you on the next show.